Today, I'm going to take on someone's advice. Angel's mom taught me about using this to shut off the light. She said she's done that before. She's had problems where she's had to be in casts and on crutches and stuff. And she says you get used to it. I need pillows desperately. So I actually slept, miraculously so. I went to bed like at 10 and had the light off, but unfortunately woke up at 3 and the light was off, and that was an accident waiting to happen, because the crutches were like over there and I couldn't see them, and he's, wanting to eat, and so I don't know if this happens to everyone who goes in a cast. I'll have to ask her, but periodically on this side, up by my toes or whatever, is like burning, like really bad. And I don't know why. Hey, Pugalopolis. I'm going to call Medicare today. No, I can. And ask them, does my insurance cover any kind of home health aid? I broke my foot. I live all alone. I have a blind dog. He needs to go to the vets once a week because he has a corneal ulcer. I need to get my foot checked out once a week to see how it's healing. I had an elderly friend who's now she's having heart problems from stress, worried about me. The place reeks of piss. If I drop anything on the ground, I can't really pick it up. And one wrong move, and I'll be in surgery. And Lord knows what will happen to my dog. Does my insurance cover any kind of home health aid? Bleeding. What? Lord only knows. I went to give him his sedative, and then I remembered, wait a minute, I'm giving it twice a day now. I gotta make sure I keep track of it when I gave it yesterday. I'm fairly certain it was earlier. I'll wait till later. And I give it to him later on in the morning, and then I can give it to him in the night and knock him out. I need him to be knocked out at night. Usually it doesn't really knock him out the way I would like it to, the whole sedative, but having to get up and go to the bathroom. I need somebody to clean this place, do laundry, load up the dishwasher. The bottom line is, if I fall and need surgery, It's a hell of a lot more expensive for taxpayers than a part-time home health aide. You know what I mean? I'm paying for that. I'm not going through mental health, and I'm not mental health, plus I'd have to go there. I have to see if someone could come here and yeah, I don't know if that's normal or not. I'm periodically getting burning, like severe pain, burning, when I have it up like this. But when I get the burning, if I just hold it down for a while, the burning goes away. So probably is common. This is an event when I said anything could happen at any time. One day I'm just going about my business, and the next I'm out of commission for at least 6 weeks. Due to my own ignorance. People have accidents all the time. Angel's mom was telling me just the other day, apparently she felt dizzy in the shower or something and got out and fell against her door that had this big thing sticking out, and she wound up with a huge lump on her head, but she did not pass out. She was home alone, her husband was at home. She's like, can you imagine if I had passed out? But that's how easily something can happen. I think she got out of the shower and tripped and went right into her door. She wound up with a huge lump on her head, but she was okay. She didn't go to the doctors because she didn't pass out, so she figured she's all right and doesn't have a concussion or whatnot. She didn't pass out. That's how easily things can happen in this life. I don't know what's going on with my friend who she winds up with heart stuff shortly after she drives me to my ortho clinic appointment. Can you imagine if she had the heart stuff while we're on the highway? Not good. I was scared. I was thinking, maybe she shouldn't be driving. She told me she gets up at 5. She's like, I'm not usually in the car, though. But you've been up now for over an hour. No, she probably was driving that way and disoriented because she was going to have that heart stuff. Don't know. I don't want to think that it's just because she drove me to my appointment early in the morning. I mean, she shouldn't have offered. I mean, now I don't know what's going on with her. They couldn't find her in the hospital roster for patients. And yeah, she was having heart stuff. I doubt they had discharged her that soon. You know what? Yeah, I bet it's just marked down that she doesn't want anyone to know that she's there except for family. That's probably what it is. I bet she was still there. Because they will ask you. When I was there, they're like, is there anyone you don't want to know that you're here? And I said, no. But they might have, when it's hospital, it's privacy or whatnot. I gave her name, but if she doesn't want anyone to know she's there, then or her family doesn't. That's probably why I was told she wasn't on the list. Hey, it's Laura. I'm worried about you. Because I called the hospital yesterday and they didn't find you, but maybe you're down as you don't want anyone to know you're there except for family. And that's why I was told you weren't there. I hope you're okay. Thank you for everything. I'm sorry that happened to you. Alright, I thought I'd call now because you said you get up at 5, but I have a feeling, I didn't think you'd be discharged that soon yesterday anyway. So maybe you're just down that only family can know you're there. So when I was there, they asked me if anybody you don't want to know you're here. I don't know how that works, but I do know I gave them your name, and they said there's nobody here by that name. And that was around 2. I don't think you would have been discharged that soon. Right. This is sad. I'm sorry this happened to you. Bye. I probably won't even get to know. Remember, I don't know how old she is, but she's got to be at least. And she smokes cigarettes, so that's always a problem waiting to happen. And I got the feeling that she's had that happen before, which I wouldn't know. Because she says it's that old heart fibrillation thing, like, I didn't know you had any heart problems, my friend. I just don't want to think it's because she got up and drove me. But that would be kind of ridiculous. Like I said, Angel's mom doesn't think it's that. She thinks that's the reason the woman was out of it driving, was because there was something going on with her. And she blamed it on she's tired. But that's weird. She winds up on the way to the same hospital where I'm calling her and saying, can you come get me? She didn't know how long it was going to be, so she didn't wait around. So I'm going to go home, feed the dog, do whatever, and something happened. Anyway, I'm going to sit here and the first thing is, she's calling me from the ambulance. I called her and then she's calling me back. She's having heart stuff and still trying to find me a ride because she knows that I'm stranded there. At least my walker in her car wasn't locked. But she's right, it was stranded there. And they were letting her use her phone briefly, but then they didn't. I'm having a bad feeling about this. I can't blame myself. She didn't even hesitate. I said, yeah, I have to go to the ortho clinic early in the morning. Can you drive me? She's like, oh, yeah, sure, I'm up at 5. All right, come here, be here at 5:30. And then she wasn't here. And I was like, what's going on? I'm supposed to be there at 6. And then she went to the wrong house. I'm supposed to know this house. What's going on? So she shouted, Laura, where are you? And we don't want to be shouting early in the morning, but come on. I'm broken foot here. I can't move. I can't step out and say, come down here. She was out of it driving, and all I was thinking was maybe she's someone who gets older and shouldn't be driving anymore. She blamed it on she was just tired, not awake yet. She said, I need to have a cigarette. Then I said, okay, can I roll down the window? Anyway, she rolled down her window too, but anybody who gets off on the wrong exit and then turns around and still does a similar thing again instead of going the right way, that's going to make me nervous. I thought, oh my God, I'm going to get into an accident and die here. Seriously. And she goes home and has to call the emergency, has to call the ambulance. She's not one like God's some woman who's been doing everything for me. This woman, I haven't asked her for anything, so you can't say, oh, you're stressing her out or whatnot. No. She smokes cigarettes. I don't know how old she is. But she has to be a certain age to live here, so. You know what I mean? Yeah, nothing quite like breathing in piss constantly. I had to give him, probably because this blanket's pissed. That's when he pissed on the bed, even though she had taken him out. Oh, and as for Godsend Woman, yeah, she was stressed too, because she knew I was getting irritated with her, even if someone's helping you. I mean, I'm the one with the broken foot here. I'll just give you an example. And she is obsessed with Omar, and the thing is, don't yell at Omar, he doesn't know any better. He jumped on my bad leg. You know what I mean? It's like, we got back from the hospital. Omar is in the cage. Okay? She should have just left him in there. I think she took him to go out to the bathroom, and then she let him go. And I'm still busy crawling around. I'm on the floor. He jumps on me, scratches my eye, and I'm like, Omar, get away. Like, my God, I'm going to wind up back in the emergency with a scratched eye. And she's like, don't yell at him. He just wants to see you. I know you shouldn't have let him go, though. I'm here on the ground helpless. But she's elderly. You know what I mean? And elderly people don't always think. So we had that happen, right? We had that happen. And again, I'm sorry. I appreciate you helping me, but I still, if you let Omar go, you'll be driving me to the emergency with my broken foot and a scratched eye. She shouldn't have let him go. It's called common sense. I'm on the ground. But, I mean, she didn't know, but he's going to jump all over me. And then she's telling me, don't yell at him. I have to yell at him. He's hurting me. I have to get him away from me. And the second thing that happened was, I was going to go to the vets. She's like, it's better if I just take Omar. I'm like, are you sure? She's like, yeah, I'll take him. Like you said earlier, you wouldn't do that. I know, but it's too much with you in the foot and everything. I'll take him. All right, thank you. I said, I already told them that I want him to have the cone on his head. And they'll put it on him, okay? Put it on him. I called her while she was there, and I said, don't get my Percocet. I don't want Omar left in the car, because I remember from before, you try to leave him in the car, and he gets all agitated, and he might try to get out, try to stop you from leaving and whatnot. And then she goes, oh, I did that here, and he was fine. He was a good boy. I'm like, why did you do it there? She's like, oh, I went in to see if they were ready for me. Well, why don't you just call them? And number two, you're late because you were helping me all day, and you had to go, like, why not just go in? Normally people just go in. They don't call to say, are you ready for me? They sit in there. Maybe she does that with her dog because she doesn't want to have to wait if the vet's running late or something because her dog gets agitated. That could be why she did that. And I said, yeah, don't get my Percocet. I don't care about the Percocet as much as I care about Omar not being left out in the... To go, it's just down the street. I'll drop him. If you're worried about him, I'll drop him off and then I'll go back and get it. Okay. So she comes back. from the vets, she didn't put the cone on, they have them put the cone on his head. I'm like, why didn't you just have them do it? That's what I do. She's like, I didn't want him to have the cone on his head in the car. I'm like, that's ridiculous. And now she's here struggling and can't get the cone on his head because there's not enough light in this house and whatnot. There's no reason for him not to be able to have the cone on in the car. He's had the cone on in the car plenty of times. You know what I mean? The first time the guy across the street drove me for the emergency thing, he had, and they put the cone, he had the corneal ulcer, the bad one, the big one, and he had to have the cone on his head. You know what I mean? She doesn't know how to do it, yet, and can't see and doesn't have her glasses. She didn't have them do it because Omar will have the cone on his head in the car. Big whoop-de-doo. I don't like people who act like dogs or like, you know what I mean? I have a broken foot. If Omar's jumping around on me or scratching my eye, I have to yell at him. And you shouldn't, if you don't know how to put that thing on correctly or whatever, you should let them do it. I didn't want him to have it on in the car. Why? Why? That's silly, see? But whatever. She finally managed to get it on, but this is all stressing her out. But again, it's not my fault. You know what I mean? I had to say something when she let Omar go. I'm crawling around on the ground trying to make it to the couch so I can get up on my walker. I'm the one wrong move and we're all screwed, okay? You know what I mean? And the final thing wasn't a big deal, but it's still irritating. She went back. I said, can you just pick me up some coconut milk? I gave her the money. I had money from when I lost my credit card. I got out money, so that was good. Or misplaced my credit card. And I said, look in the fridge. Do you see that coconut milk, what it is? She's like, yep. And it's the green one, unsweetened, right? She brings back the original with sugar in it. And I go, did you get the right thing? She goes, and it wasn't the right thing. I know this all stressed her out. And she's like, well, I've spent my whole day. I'm not going back. I don't expect you to go back. But I have a right to say you got me the one with sugar. And I had you, you know, I didn't say to her, I had you look in the fridge and look at the one to get. And that she knew that that's what I'm thinking, though. You know what I mean? I'm helpless here. You get it? And so she got the wrong coconut milk. It was a mistake. You know, that's all I had her get. It was just that coconut milk. And I wanted her to make, I said, look in the fridge, you see what that is? She's like, yeah. And then she brought home the wrong one. 3 of them. And I said, I only want that one. If they don't have that, I don't want anything. You know? So all that shit went down. Again, it's all mistakes. But, I mean, I have a right to point it out. You know, I'm not going to just sit here and pretend, especially when she lets Omar go and then tells me don't yell at him. He's jumping on my bad leg that's on the ground here. I have to yell at him. He doesn't understand. He's just happy to see you. I know. And he's hurting me. So that might be why she got all stressed out. But again, that's just an exceptional day where I went up with a broken foot. She picked me up at the hospital, got me my meds, and Omar had a vet appointment. You know what I mean? It's all. But for her to now back off completely and she won't do anything at all for me, nothing. Not even the smallest thing. But yeah, she spent yesterday in doctor's appointments. She's having hearts of stress, and her husband laid down the law and said, you can't have anything to do with Laura anymore. And then she does a little, I know you don't want to do this, you need to call your aunt. Hell will freeze over before I call my aunt, okay? You don't know the whole story, you don't understand. You think this is just some little tiff between us. It isn't. Not even close. Not even close. She's not understanding. There's no love between me and my aunt at all. I tried so hard with that pseudo friendship, and my aunt just was able to sever it like that. Okay? And then when I'm at my worst point ever, after she's lied about me to gain that control over my mom, she comes out and as far as I believe, and my friends believe, intentionally fucks with me for months out on my YouTube channel, okay? And no freaking way am I going to call her. But I am going to call and see what kind of help, what I can do. Because these are exceptional circumstances. I live alone. I'm dealing with a blind dog. I have a broken foot. One wrong move and I'll be in surgery. And you know what I mean? I can't clean the place. I can't do anything. The place reeks of piss. You know what I mean? I was going to go to the vets, and she said, don't, I'll just take him. And then she doesn't put the damn cone on him. She doesn't let them do it. And then she's not able to do it correctly because it's dark. Well, she should have let them do it like I told them and her. I have a right to say that. Like, you're having difficulty putting this cone on his head. You should have let them do it. Like I said, I didn't want him to have it on in the car. I don't like people who act like the dog is like, especially in these circumstances. Things are not going to be perfect for Omar when I have a broken fucking foot. We have to do the best we can. You know what I mean? And now, because it was so stressful for her this one day, and she's elderly, now she's not going to have anything to do with me anymore. Can you believe that? It's too stressful for her worrying about me, so the solution is don't have anything to do with me, and then you don't have to worry about me. You won't know what's happening. Know what I mean? Like, you're gonna need food, and you're gonna... No, I can get food online. I can manage, and it's not just... And then the church woman said, she would help me. first week, though, is crucial. That's why that woman, the orthopedic surgeon, said you just want to basically stay in bed as much as you possibly can with your foot elevated. So this first week, I'm not going to do anything. You know what I mean? I'm only safe, you know, when I'm here in bed and he's asleep. Then I know I'm safe. So I only want to get up to go to the bathroom. The fact is, one of these days I'll probably pee my pants. I almost peed them earlier. You know what I mean? I can't be rushing. Worse, you know, I have to, if I pee my pants, pee my pants. What are you going to do? So I decided I have to have this leash with him on this leash in this bed at all times, though. And I can't wear my earplugs because I need to hear if he stirs. Because last time he jumped off the bed and then, of course, wants to jump right where the pillows are. Thus, I need to hold on to the leash when it's crucial when I'm trying to get up on that thing. that I keep him from, you know, trying to go at the same time, getting all excited and whatnot. See, she taught me this. Angel's mama. She's done it. Just let off with the French. She's got major things going on with her. Way worse than a broken foot. At some point I like to have one of those sleep masks, you know. Okay. I'm just gonna let the camera run out. But I did want to stress that it's far more likely that her being the other one that smokes cigarettes and she's up there in age, okay, that it's just chance she was driving me that morning, that she would have wound up with the heart stuff anyway. That's more likely than she got this heart stuff simply because she was in the car driving at 6 in the morning when she's normally not. I mean, come on. My first inclination, though, of course, is going to be, I said it to her, she's in the ambulance worried about me, the poor woman. And I'm like, you don't think that happened? Do you think that happened because you got up and drove me? And she's like, no. I don't think, I don't know. But she does smoke cigarettes, so we have to take that into account.